Hi, welcome to Ruminate on This, small bits of information from AMTS, the Nutritionist webinars. This short is information we had to cut from the upcoming August 8th, 2019 webinar with Sam Fessenden. Sam's talk is a condensation of biology training he usually offers to the user sessions he teaches. As he and I worked to shorten it for the webinar, I thought this session too good to lose. So listen now and whet your appetite for the full webinar.
So what I mean by that is really go back to the ruminant animal. This diagram is sometimes made fun of, but it's a good diagram, I think, to help us kind of remember what the animal is itself. So obviously we have a digestion process which is very dynamic. Okay, so we're feeding fairly heterogeneous diets in terms of particle size and digestibility of the different feeds going in. We have a large fermentation chamber in the rumen, and we also have selective retention of particles as they move through the digestive tract. Now I'm laying this out actually to kind of contrast to our non-ruminant cousins that basically, they have diets that are a little bit more similar in particle size and fermentability or digestibility. And they also tend to move through the animal somewhat altogether. We have that selective retention of large particles in the rumen, and that really changes the dynamics of digestion. We have that big bacterial fermentation vat, and that includes a lot of growth and outflow of microbes. It involves a lot of nitrogen recycling in the animal, and it actually changes a lot of what the profile of amino acids looks like from going in the mouth to flowing out of the rumen and into the small intestine. So it's really something that we have to account for. We know this as ruminant nutritionists, that this is kind of our big challenge. Now, the other one that I want to point out here that sometimes we forget is that we're also modeling, or we're also trying to feed a different type of animal compared to our non-ruminant species. So we have to deal with multiple physiologic needs all at the same time. So a lactating dairy cow is going to have to be providing nutrients for her maintenance of her body, growth probably, lactation, pregnancy for quite a few of our animals, and then reserves, gain, and loss. And it's all happening at the same time throughout that lactation cycle. A lot of the times, if you compare this to like growing pig, we really are only dealing with two of these physiologic needs, maintenance and growth. So it makes that job a little bit easier if we're trying to formulate for a growing pig, but when we start to formulate for a lactating dairy cow, we have to deal with all of these physiologic needs. So it really kind of makes a good case for using that accounting system. And so that's what the mathematical model is helping us do. It's basically an accounting system.
We hope that quick biology refresh will give you an insight on how to think about feeding cows, as well as drive you to listen to the whole webinar. This is not an excerpt, but rather an extra. If you're listening to this before August 8th and want to attend the live webinar where you'll be able to ask Sam questions, email me at webinars@agmodelsystems.com. Or if you have stumbled across this after the live webinar, check out the recorded session as well as our library of archives at our website, agmodelsystems.com.